Welcome, dear listeners, to History with Herodotus, where we embark on fascinating journeys through the annals of time, exploring the intricacies of human history, culture, and science. Today, we find ourselves in the midst of a pivotal moment in modern history, one that would come to define a generation and leave an indelible mark on the fabric of society. Woodstock, the Summer of Love. As we delve into this captivating tale, let us first set the stage, transporting ourselves to the vibrant landscape of the 1960s. It is here, amidst the rolling hills and verdant pastures of New York's Catskill Mountains, that our story begins. The year is 1969, a time of great turmoil and transformation in America. The Civil Rights Movement, led by iconic figures like Martin Luther King Jr., who delivered his powerful "I Have a Dream" speech on August 28, 1963, and Rosa Parks, who sparked the Montgomery bus boycott on December 1, 1955, was in full swing. The anti-war movement protesting the United States' involvement in Vietnam was also gaining momentum, with events like the moratorium to end the war in Vietnam, which took place on October 15, 1969. In this era of social change and cultural upheaval, a group of young visionaries, including Michael Lang, A.D., R.D. Kornfeld, Joel Rosenman, and John P. Roberts, came together to create an event that would bring people together in a celebration of peace, love, and music. The concept for Woodstock was born out of a series of discussions and meetings, which took place in the summer of 1968 at the offices of Capitol Records in New York City. The town of Woodstock itself played a significant role in the festival's development. With its rich cultural heritage and thriving arts scene, Woodstock was the epitome of the counterculture movement. The town was home to a plethora of artists, musicians, and writers, including Bob Dylan, who had previously lived in the area, and Allen Ginsberg, who often visited and performed at local venues. The organizers drew inspiration from the town's eclectic atmosphere, envisioning a festival that would bring together music, art, and activism in a celebration of peace and love. The organizers worked tirelessly to secure funding, book performers, and arrange logistics for the festival. They faced numerous challenges, including opposition from local residents and difficulties in obtaining permits. However, their perseverance paid off, and on June 20, 1969, the Woodstock Music and Art Fair was officially announced, with a lineup that included some of the most iconic musicians of the time, including Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, The Who, and the Grateful Dead. As we explore the origins of Woodstock, it becomes clear that the festival was more than just a music event. It was a cultural phenomenon that reflected the values and aspirations of a generation. The festival's poster, designed by Arnold Skolnick, featuring a dove perched on a guitar, has become an iconic symbol of the era, representing peace, love, and harmony. In the months leading up to the festival, the organizers worked closely with local officials to prepare for the influx of visitors. The town of Bethel, where the festival was ultimately held, was transformed into a vibrant hub of activity, with vendors selling handmade crafts, food, and drink. The air was filled with the sweet scent of incense and the sound of music drifting from the nearby hills. As we continue to explore the origins of Woodstock, it becomes clear that the festival was a culmination of years of social and cultural change. The Summer of Love, which took place in 1967, had set the stage for a new era of free expression and creativity. The emergence of psychedelic rock, led by bands like Pink Floyd and Jefferson Airplane, had also paved the way for a new generation of musicians who would come to define the Woodstock era. As we conclude this segment on the origins of Woodstock, we find ourselves poised on the threshold of a momentous event that would change the course of history. The stage is set, the performers are ready, and the crowd is gathering. Join me as we step into the heart of the Summer of Love, where music, art, and activism converge to create a moment that would forever be etched in our collective memory. Welcome back to our journey through the captivating tale of Woodstock, the Summer of Love. The festival began on Friday, August 15th, with a performance by Richie Havens, who took the stage at 5:07 p.m., playing an impromptu set to calm the crowd as they waited for the rest of the performers to arrive. Haven's soulful voice and poignant lyrics set the tone for the weekend as he sang about freedom, love, and social justice. As the day progressed, the rain began to fall, but it didn't dampen the spirits of the crowd, who danced and sang along to the music. One of the most iconic performances of the festival was by Joan Baez, who took the stage on Friday evening, her voice soaring as she sang about love, peace, and activism. Her set included classic songs like Diamonds and Rust and Farewell, Angelina, which resonated deeply with the crowd. As the night wore on, the music continued, with performances by Crosby, Stills, and Nash, and Santana, whose blend of rock, blues, and Latin rhythms got the crowd moving. Saturday, August 16th, was a day of intense heat and humidity, but the music kept coming, with performances by the Grateful Dead, Creedence Clearwater Revival, and Janis Joplin, who delivered a powerful set, her voice raw and emotive as she sang about heartache and freedom. The crowd was mesmerized by her performance, which included classic songs like Piece of My Heart and Cry Baby. As the sun began to set on Saturday evening, The Who took the stage, delivering a high-energy performance that included some of their most iconic songs, like My Generation and Pinball Wizard. The crowd was electrified by their performance, which featured Pete Townshend's signature windmill move and Roger Daltrey's powerful vocals. Sunday, August 17th, was a day of reflection and celebration, with performances by Joe Cocker, Diet Country Joe and the Fish, and 10 Years After. But it was Jimi Hendrix who delivered one of the most iconic performances of the festival, his set including a legendary rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner which he played on his guitar, the sounds of war and chaos emanating from his instrument as he deconstructed the national anthem. As we explore the vibrant tapestry of Woodstock, it becomes clear that the festival was more than just a music event. It was a cultural phenomenon that reflected the values and aspirations of a generation. The festival's message of peace, love, and social justice resonated deeply with the crowd, who came together to celebrate their shared humanity. In addition to the music, the festival featured a range of activities and exhibits, including a craft fair, a food pavilion, and a free stage where performers could play impromptu sets. The festival also included a range of interactive experiences, such as a psychedelic experience tent, where attendees could explore the world of psychedelic art and music. As we conclude this segment on the Woodstock Festival itself, we find ourselves immersed in the sights, sounds, and emotions of those 3 unforgettable days in August 1969. The music, the personalities, and the events that defined the festival have become an integral part of our collective memory, a testament to the power of creativity, self-expression, and community. Welcome back to our journey through the captivating tale of Woodstock, the Summer of Love. The weeks and months following the festival saw a surge in activism and protest, as young people across America became increasingly involved in the anti-war movement and the fight for civil rights. The festival's message of peace and love had resonated deeply with the crowd, and many attendees returned home feeling inspired to make a difference. The likes of Joan Baez, Bob Dylan, and John Lennon continued to use their music as a powerful tool for social commentary, inspiring a new generation of musicians to follow in their footsteps. In the years that followed, Woodstock became a cultural touchstone, symbolizing the ideals of the 1960s counterculture. The festival's influence can be seen in the many music festivals that have followed, from Coachella to Glastonbury, which continue to celebrate music, art, and self-expression. The iconic fashion of the era, characterized by bell-bottom jeans, tie-dye shirts, and headbands, has also experienced a resurgence in popularity, with designers incorporating elements of 1960s style into their collections. Woodstock's legacy can also be seen in the many social and political movements that have emerged since the festival. The anti-war movement, the civil rights movement, and the feminist movement all gained momentum in the aftermath of Woodstock, as young people became increasingly engaged in activism and protest. Today, the festival's message of peace, love, and social justice continues to inspire new generations of activists, from the Occupy Wall Street movement to Black Lives Matter. In addition to its cultural and social impact, Woodstock has also had a lasting influence on the music industry. The festival's success paved the way for future music festivals, and many artists have cited Woodstock as a key inspiration for their own careers. The likes of Bruce Springsteen, Billy Joel, and Aerosmith have all spoken about the impact of Woodstock on their music, and the festival's influence can be heard in a wide range of genres, from rock to folk to hip-hop. As we look back on the legacy of Woodstock, it is clear that the festival's message of peace, love, and social justice continues to resonate deeply with audiences today. The festival's impact can be seen in music, fashion, art, and activism, and its influence will undoubtedly continue to be felt for generations to come. As we conclude our journey through the captivating tale of Woodstock, we are reminded of the power of creativity, self-expression, and community to shape our world and inspire positive change. That's all for this segment of our podcast. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the history of Woodstock. If you'd like to learn more about the festival and its legacy, I encourage you to check out some of the many books, documentaries, and online resources available. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring. That's all for today's History with Herodotus. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, remember that to understand the present, we must first understand the past.